Hello everyone, welcome to Ragna's Movie Recap. Today, we are going to watch Slither, a story about a new alien species that tries to take over a small town. Spoilers ahead, watch out. The movie begins with two cops, and a meteor comes hurling down towards Earth. The cops completely missed to notice the meteor that just landed behind them. The movie shows the lovely little town and its residents, before meeting one of the main characters, Starla, at the school. We see her speaking to another teacher before her possessive husband Grant swoops in and takes her home. Bill, the police chief, and his colleagues remark about how mismatched they are. One of them accuses Starla of being a gold digger, but Bill defends her. They reach home, and later at night, Grant tries to put the moves on Starla. But she's not in the mood. He tries, but ultimately giving up and decided to go for a walk. Grant heads to a bar, where he catches the eye of Brenda. She's got a keen interest in him. A few drinks later, and Brenda takes him to a tree, where she carved their initials many years ago, back when she had a crush on him. As things are about to get better, Grant stops it, because he doesn't want to cheat on Starla. At that moment, he notices something strange and slimy on ground. It also left a trail. Following it, Grant finds the strange-looking creature, and pokes it with a stick. It suddenly opens, and suddenly shoots out the appendage, and burrows straight into his chest. A horrified Brenda watches this. The creature burrows deep into his brain. He awakens in seconds, but says nothing and walks off. Upon arriving home, he immediately inspects the fridge in search of food. The next morning, Starla apologizes to Grant. He examines the room, and sees their wedding photos and feels familiar with the house. As they were about to make love, she notices the wound on Grant's chest. But ignoring that, she had a very good time with Grant. The following day, Starla's coworker noticed that she is happy and smiling. She says it's been a while since she enjoyed a good time with Grant, and he was exploring every part of her body. Meanwhile, Grant heads to the supermarket to purchase food. In the evening, Starla notices a lock on the basement door. Upon asking Grant, he tells her that he's planning something for her soon-to-be birthday, though she reminds him that that's 2 months away. When she walks out, Grant's stomach begins to growl. He heads outside and spot a dog, his snacks. Later, the couple is preparing to go to an annual event celebrating the commencement of deer season. When Starla showers, Grant notices that his condition is worsening. He walks towards Starla and two tentacles emerge from his chest. As he reaches for the door, he hesitates, not wanting to hurt his dear wife. Starla notices him watching, and he quickly turns around and hides the tentacles. He tells her he forgot something at work, and will meet her at the deer event. At the deer event, Bill notices that Starla is alone. His fellow officer Wally teases him for never closing the deal with her. Instead of visiting the event, Grant visits Brenda. Brenda was excited to see him, and prepared to do the naughty game. Suddenly Grant reveals his disease-stricken chest. Brenda looks with horror as two tentacles emerge. She tries to get away, but he forces himself upon her. The tentacles penetrate her body, and seem to be depositing something, while Grant sits back and enjoys the show. On the other side, after enjoying the event with Bill, Starla returns home. Next day, Starla calls the doctor to check, but he has not spoken to Grant. On the way home, Starla sees numerous posters of missing pets. At night, Grant carries 2 full trash bags into a barn, where Brenda is tied up and begging to be fed. Back at Grant's house, Bill and Wally pull up, and are greeted by Starla. They inform about Brenda's disappearance and asking for Grant. Since he was not there, they leave. Starla becomes suspicious, and decides to inspect the locked basement. She breaks in with a bat, and horrified to find the bodies of various animals, including the missing pets. She panics and calls Bill, but he doesn't respond. Grant watched this from outside. On seeing him, she flees towards the back door but is intercepted. He accuses her of betraying him, while he forces her towards the floor. His tentacles slither down her shirt, but she manages to hit him on head. He quickly recovers and locked her in a chokehold. His arm deforms and slithers around her neck. Just on time, Bill and his crew barge in and scare Grant off. A few days elapsed, still the police are tries to get hold of Grant. The mayor advises them to cool down the issues, and not cause hysteria. The police station discovered Grant's pattern of attack and finds that his next attack will be a family farm. They're decided to catch Grant there. Everybody gears up and heads out. Starla shows up just as Bill is departing, and demands to join in. Bill reluctantly agrees. Night falls, and nothing interesting has happened yet. Starla and Bill sit together, and discuss about their young age. Suddenly Grant appears. At this point, he hardly looks like Grant. He slices a cow, and begins to drag it off. Starla approaches Bill as the others circle around with guns. She manages to calm him down. Unfortunately, the farm owner ruins everything when he threatens Grant with gun. In the blink of an eye, he slashes the man. Everyone begins to shoot Grant as he slithers off at incredible speed. They follow suit and come across a barn. There they found disfigured Brenda. She complains about her insatiable hunger and asks Bill to give her a piece if possible. Things take a turn for the worse when her skin begins to tear, before bursting and letting loose thousands of little slithering alien worms. The worms attack the crew. Only a few of them were smart enough to cover up their mouth until the worms ride out. The next scene moves to a residential area. Killy, the eldest daughter in a family, was enjoying a delightful bath. A worm makes its way into the tub. It slithers and moves towards her, but she notices it and tries to pull the worm out of her mouth. During their struggle, she sees visions of the aliens' experiences on other planets and Grant's recent escapades. She finally gets the alien out. When it crawls back, Killy uses her hairdryer to kill it. She runs out of the bathroom and calls her mother. The mother is infected. Killy checks up on her sisters, but they too have been infected. She makes it out onto the roof, then hops off before fleeing into a car. Unfortunately, she didn't get the key. The worms engulf the car and trap Killy under darkness. Meanwhile, Bill heads back to the family house and starts firing the infected. Few officers fall. After some time, Wally awakens and approaches Starla, and he begins to speak. Well, it is Wally's voice. It's Grant who is pulling the strings. It seems the alien creature can control the minds of all those who got infected. Starla prepares the shotgun, demanding Grant to stop. He calls her bluff, but she proceeds to blow off zombie Wally's head. She tries to fire again, but it is out of bullets. They run from the place. The zombified family attempting to break into the car when Bill arrives. Killy dashes out and meets Bill at his side. Suddenly, the pair is flanked from behind by several zombies. They manage to dodge their attacks and flee towards Bill. On the way, they see the zombies. Bill runs over one of the zombies and Starla brutally finished it off. Everyone gets in the car and the group heads back. During the drive, Bill calls Shelby and tells her to get the CTC on the line. Unfortunately, she was also infected. Killy shares the vision she had, stating that she became part of the creature momentarily. As the crew enters the town, Bill calls Shelby again. She tells him that she has a surprise waiting for them just around the corner, when suddenly their car is hit. Zombies reach in and drag out Starla's unconscious body. Bill exits the vehicle, then helps save Killy as she awakens. Unfortunately, Jack isn't so lucky. The pair take shelter behind some bushes outside. Bill reasons that if he kills Grant, the rest will die. He sneaks in to search for a grenade they confiscated a while back. He retrieves the grenade and then we cut to Starla. She was cleaned up by the zombies. Back outside, Bill notices that the zombies are all heading towards Grant's house. He follows the suit. Starla wakes up and realizes that there's no way out. She takes her hairbrush and turns it into a weapon. Starla walks around the house before entering the living room and finds Grant. Meanwhile, Bill and Killy watch it from the backyard. Killy recognizes the bulging mass as Grant and finds zombies fusing into him. Grant accuses Starla of betraying him. He can no longer use his own voice, so he makes use of the zombies attached to him. She tells him she's sorry and promises they'll be together. Starla moves in for a kiss, but then pulls out her makeshift knife and stabs him in the throat. He tosses her aside and strangles her before Bill arrives. Bill proudly raises his grenade up high, but tossed away by Grant. He desperately tries to retrieve the grenade, but it ends up in the pool. Grant pierces him with one of his tentacles, but Bill manages to attach the other one to a propane tank. He opens the valve and fills Grant up as he's dragged back into the house. Bill asks Starla to shoot Grant. She obliges. Gran bursts into pieces and all the infected people die. Bill survives, though. The three survivors walk off into the sunset. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Please leave a like and a comment. We'll come back with another interesting movie. Take care and goodbye.